أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبعد السلام عليكم. Hello organizers, hello participants. I'm very grateful to be part of the participant to share some ideas in this very wide and recognized symposium. My name is Dr. Muhammad Auwal Sulaiman from School of General Studies, Abubakar Tatari Ali Polytechnic, Bauchi, Nigeria. I want to present a paper on Islamic women's scholarship and engagement in West Africa. West Africa is a country whereby about 16 or 17 countries were part of West Africa. Let us look at the outline of the paper, which comprises introduction, aims, research questions, methodology, result and discussion, and finally, recommendations. The aim of this paper is to investigate the significant contribution of Islamic women scholars to policy, education, and socio-economic development in West Africa. The research questions of this paper as developed by the researcher are: how have historical and cultural factors shaped the role of Islamic women scholars in policy, pedagogy, and development in West Africa? What specific contributions have Islamic women scholars made to policy, pedagogy, and development in their West African communities? What challenges do Islamic women scholars face in terms of inclusion and empowerment in policy and decision-making process, and how can these challenges be addressed? Question number 5, how can collaboration and partnership between Islamic women scholars, policymakers, educators, and community leaders be leveraged to promote the inclusion and empowerment of Islamic women scholars in West African sub-region? Last question, what opportunities exist for Islamic women scholars in West Africa to further contribute to policy, pedagogy, and development in their communities, and how this opportunity be maximized? The method of the paper adopted by the scholar, by the researcher, is interdisciplinary approach, qualitative and quantitative method, literature review, case study, participatory action research. In the area of literature review, is to identify and synthesize existing knowledge on Islamic women's engagement in West Africa from a range of disciplinary perspective, including Islamic studies, gender studies, anthropology, and sociology. In the part of case study, to conduct in-depth investigation of specific Islamic women's organizations, like one here in Nigeria, and initiatives in West Africa to gain deeper understanding of their work, impact, and challenges. While in the area of participatory action is to collaborate with the Islamic women in West Africa to identify and explore topics of interest to them, and to develop and implement research projects that are mutually beneficial. Some of the results are found in this research: that women in West Africa have played a significant role in Islamic scholarship throughout history. When you look at the first image, culturally, West African societies have a tradition of valuing education for both men and women, with special example to the second image. The third image shows that women scholars have influenced the development of Islamic jurisprudence, pedagogy, and development in West Africa. Yes. Aisha Vili has highlighted the contribution of women scholars in Sahel region, while a renowned scholar, Sheikh Usman Danfodio, who was a mujahid of his time, advocated for women's education, and his daughter Nana Asma'u, renowned scholar also. Aisha Lemon has been instrumental in shaping Islamic education policy in Nigeria. When you look at the second image, it's Nana Asma'u. The third image is Aisha Lemon. Women scholars have influenced the development of Islamic jurisprudence, particularly in areas related to family law and women's rights. Women scholars have been at the forefront of developing Islamic education curricula that are sensitive to the cultural and societal need of West African Muslims. Women scholars have played a key role in advocating for women's rights and empowerment within the framework of Islamic law. Aisha Lim founded the Federation of Muslim Women's Association in Nigeria, popularly known as Form 1, which has been influential in policy making related to women's education and rights. This Form 1 were able to establish many Islamic schools, many orphanage centers. The organization was able to organize many conferences and seminars within Nigeria. I used to attend many of their conferences to present a paper. Nana Asma'u developed a system of education known as the Entaru system, which focused on teaching Islamic principles and values to women. Farid Khan has been involved in initiatives aimed at improving women's health and education in Senegal. There are challenges that women scholarship face in West Africa. Cultural norms and stereotypes often limit the roles of women in many societies, including those in West Africa. Lack of access to education is another significant challenge. Underrepresentation in leadership positions is a major challenge. I did not mean the woman should be a governor or a senator, but there are sensitive areas where women should be appointed so that they will be able to feed the leaders with the problems affecting human development. To address these challenges, there must be a collaboration and partnership by following these ways. 1, promote education for women and girls, challenge cultural norms, and advocate for women in leadership roles. Use scholarship, mentorship programs, and initiatives to reduce educational barriers and raise awareness about women's contributions to Islamic thought and practice. Push for institutional changes that support gender equality, which is in line with the teaching of Islamic ethics. Collaborate with policymakers, educators, and community leaders to empower Islamic women scholarship in West Africa. Another way is networking and mentorship again. This should be through to encourage networking and mentorship among women scholars to provide mutual support, foster an environment conducive to the inclusion and empowerment of Islamic women in West Africa. Opportunities for contribution. Leverage knowledge and expertise to influence policies related to education, women's rights, and social development. Assume leadership roles in educational institutions, influencing curricula, teaching method and policies, and mentoring the next generation of scholars. Lead or participate in community development projects addressing health and education, improving the quality of life for community members. Contribute to Islamic scholarship through research, publication, and expanding the understanding of Islam. Few recommendations were extracted from the paper. 1. Engage with policymakers for gender inclusive policies. 2. Develop inclusive educational curricula highlighting women's contribution. 3. Organize community awareness programs on women education and leadership. 4. Collaborate for joint research and publications on women in Islam. 5. Establish networking and mentorship programs for women scholars. 6. Advocate for institutional changes promoting gender equality. 7. Enhance skills through capacity building, training initiatives. Encourage publications of research by Islamic women scholars. And finally, facilitate international collaboration for broader perspective. Thank you all for listening. May God bless the organizers. Long live the organization, and may Allah protect Muslim and Islam wherever they are. I remain. Thank you.